Christian Watson's NFL journey hits new hurdle as ACL tear shatters comeback dreams for Packers star Christian Watson. Faces setback in NFL career with ACL tear, Christian Watson's journey in the NFL has often been overshadowed by injury woes rather than his potential on the field. The Green Bay Packers wide receiver who entered the league with high hopes of making a significant impact has found himself sidelined more frequently than he would have liked. In a disappointing turn of events, Watson suffered an ACL tear during the final game of the 2024 season against the Chicago Bears. This injury marks yet another challenging chapter in his career as he continues to grapple with the physical demands of professional football. The announcement of Watson's injury came just days after a more optimistic report about his recovery progress, highlighting the unpredictable nature of sports injuries. Head coach Matt LaFleur expressed concern over the impact this setback could have on Watson's development and the team's offensive strategy moving forward. As the Packers navigate this latest hurdle, the focus will now shift to Watson's rehabilitation process. The hope is that he can return stronger and more resilient, but the uncertainty surrounding his recovery timeline adds an additional layer of complexity to his already tumultuous career. End quote. Watson's rehabilitation timeline adds an additional layer of complexity to his already tumultuous career. Watson's story serves as a poignant reminder of the challenges athletes face, where the path to success is often littered with obstacles that test both physical and mental fortitude. For now, the Packers and their fans will have to wait and see how this latest injury will affect Watson's future in the league. In the world of professional football, few stories are more compelling than those of redemption, the athlete who overcomes adversity, silences doubt, and ascends to greatness. For Christian Watson, the explosive wide receiver drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 2022, that arc was starting to take shape. Until now, in a cruel twist of fate, Watson's NFL journey has encountered yet another brutal detour. During a routine training camp drill, the 6'4" playmaker crumpled to the turf, grabbing his knee in visible pain. The diagnosis, confirmed shortly after, a torn ACL. Just like that, a season filled with promise and potential has been abruptly halted. The comeback is postponed. Again, from raw talent to rising star, Watson's path to the NFL was never straightforward. Coming out of North Dakota State, some scouts labeled him as a project, athletically gifted but technically unpolished. The Packers saw something more, a rare combination of size, speed, and drive, and they weren't wrong. In his rookie season, Watson started slow, plagued by minor injuries and inconsistent play. But when he found his rhythm in the second half of the season, the league took notice. Multiple multi-touchdown games, deep ball highlight reels, and a connection with quarterback Jordan Love that hinted at something special. By 2024, Watson had become a cornerstone of the Packers' young offense. Not just a vertical threat, but a complete receiver learning to dominate at every level of the field. Every offseason rep, every therapy session from past injuries had built toward one goal, proving he was more than just potential. He was becoming the real thing. That makes this latest setback all the more devastating. A crushing blow for player and team. Watson's torn ACL is more than a headline injury. It's a human blow to a young man who has fought through hamstring issues, mental pressure, and the weight of expectation since entering the league. For a player who is just beginning to stabilize, this injury isn't just physical, it's emotional. This one hurts, said Packers head coach Matt LaFleur at a press conference following the news. Christian's worked so hard this offseason. He's matured. He's grown into his role. To see this happen now, it's heartbreaking for all of us. The Packers organization, already leaning heavily on their young offensive core, must now adjust. Watson was expected to be WR1, the go-to guy who stretched defenses and opened up the short game for fellow receivers like Romeo Doubs and Jaden Reed. With Watson gone for the season, the balance of Green Bay's passing attack shifts dramatically. Jordan Love, entering a pivotal year as the full-time starter, uses a trusted target and deep field security blanket. The ripple effect will be felt in every play call, every coverage read, every red zone trip. The unseen told, it's easy to focus on stats and strategies in moments like this. Yards lost, games missed, fantasy implications. But behind every injury is a person. For Watson, this injury doesn't just derail a season, it threatens the momentum of a career that has been defined by stops and starts. Watson has always carried himself with quiet confidence, but also with a vulnerability that's rare in pro athletes. He's spoken openly about the mental strain of injuries, the frustration of not being able to contribute, the loneliness that can come from watching your team compete without you. Now that struggle begins anew. Rehab from an ACL tear is a grueling process, not just physically, but psychologically. Days are long, progress is incremental, and the comeback trail is filled with doubt. But if anyone knows how to endure and push through, it's Christian Watson. A test of character and resolve. Injuries like this don't just test tendons, they test character. And Watson has shown, time and again, that his resolve is as strong as his hands. He will have questions to face, from fans, analysts, even himself. Will he come back as fast? Will the explosiveness return? Can he still be the player Green Bay drafted to change their offense? Only time will tell. But if his history is any indication, Watson will fight. Every time I've been knocked down, he said in a past interview, I've gotten up stronger. That's who I am. That's how I was raised. That mentality will be crucial in the months ahead. The road to recovery will be long. Surgery, rehab, setbacks, and the slow rebuild of confidence are all part of what awaits. But so is the possibility of redemption, of returning not just as a player, but as a survivor. What's next for the Packers? With Watson sidelined, the Packers must regroup. Romeo Doubs and Jaden Reed will be expected to step up, while second-year tight end Luke Musgrave may find himself more involved in the passing game. General manager Brian Gutekunst might explore veteran free agents or even trade options to fill the void. But more than anything, this team will have to rally emotionally. Watson's absence isn't just a loss on the field. It's a loss in the locker room, in the huddle, in spirit. LaFleur summed it up best. We're going to support Christian through every step. This team is a family, and family fights together.